Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning into my channel. I post videos about the stock market, stocks, and investing. I post videos daily, so if this sounds like something you want to get more of, subscribe down below. Alright, in today's video, I'm going to answer the question if Pinterest stock is a buy. You're going to get the answer before the end of the video, so please tune in. Let's get right into it. The first step in my 6-step framework is the customer value. And for Pinterest, its website and platform is free to join and to use. And so free is an excellent value. Customers don't have to pay anything. They can just join relatively quickly. Very little friction there. And so they've accumulated 433 million monthly active users. That's a sign that they're attracting people with their platform. People like what's on there, they like to use it, and they've stuck around. So this is good news. Revenue has gone from 473 million in 2017 to 2.6 billion in 2021. So if Pinterest is free to join, how is it growing revenue this quickly and at this magnitude? It's because it sells advertising. So people that are using the app, browsing the platform, they get shown advertisements. Marketers, of course, are willing to pay money for the chance to influence our purchasing decisions. And so with 433 million monthly active users, that's an attractive base of customers that marketers are interested in influencing. The next step in my framework is unit economics. And for Pinterest, they have a nice little setup here. The creators on the platform make all of the content on Pinterest. And that comes at free of cost for Pinterest. They don't have to pay for that. And so that's an excellent setup there for Pinterest. In 2021, that led to it earning an operating profit margin of 12.7%, and they've shown a nice improvement in their operating profit from losses in the earlier years, and they've grown now to a level where they've reached a scale they're delivering operating profits, and I suspect this will continue upward in future years. One of the competitors, Meta Platforms, is extremely profitable according to its operating profit margin. And so if Pinterest can close the gap between its operating profit margin and Meta Platforms, then investors are in store for some nicely expanding profits. Total addressable market is another important step in the framework, and since Pinterest generates all its revenue from advertisements, that's the industry that it's in. And in 2021, advertisers spent $763 billion globally, a massive, massive market. And according to Group M, digital's share of overall ad spending increased to 64% in 2021 from 52% in 2019. I don't see this trend reversing. Spending money on digital advertisements is more efficient, it reduces waste, and it's more measurable. And so for those reasons, that trend is likely to continue over the next several years. Competition, I mentioned earlier, Pinterest is competing with Meta Platforms, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, several other social media companies that are free for customers, and they're all fighting with each other for users' attention. They do this by, in investing in the algorithm, investing in features, in the layout of the app, in making sure the platform doesn't lag, doesn't have downtime, and all of those things. So pricing cannot go any lower than free, which is good news for investors. And most of the competition right now that Pinterest is facing is from TikTok. TikTok is the most rapidly growing social media or free service, you can call it, out there, and that's attracting a lot of users, and users are spending a lot of time on the app. Pinterest has coexisted with the others, Meta platforms, Snapchat and Twitter for several years, and it's done quite well versus those competitors. But recently, since the rise of TikTok in the last 2 or 3 years, that's really hampered Pinterest, especially in the last 2 quarters, 3 quarters, I would say. Measuring Pinterest according to its price to free cash flow, it's relatively inexpensive at a price to free cash flow of 24.77. Also, looking at on absolute terms, a price to free cash flow of 24.77 is not expensive. It's reasonable, it's a fair price to pay. And so looking at it relatively and absolutely, Pinterest stock is inexpensive. The final step in my framework are risks, and the primary risk Pinterest faces right now is the operating changes that Apple made to its platform, making it more difficult for Pinterest to collect user data and then using that user data to sell targeted advertising. It's hampering its ability to do that, and so that's a major risk right now for Pinterest as it tries to figure out a way around these changes that Apple made in late 2021. And I already mentioned earlier, TikTok is another risk. It's capturing people's attention at the expense of all the other social media companies, Pinterest being one of them. So that's the second major risk, highlighting Pinterest's overall risks. We looked at each step in my framework. Let's look at the grade I gave Pinterest according to each step. Customer value, I gave it an A+. It's free to join and use. Even though it's free, you still have to develop a product that attracts users. Just because it's free doesn't automatically attract users. There's lots of free services out there. So the fact that Pinterest has attracted 400 million users demonstrates that it's offering something of value to consumers, and so I gave it an A+ there. Unit economics, I gave Pinterest an A. Users generate the content on the platform for free. Pinterest then monetizes it. It's in a great position there. Total addressable market, I gave it an A+. The advertising industry is approaching $800 billion globally. That's a massive industry. A+ there. Competition, I gave Pinterest a B+. Even though historically it's been able to survive amid existing social media competitors, TikTok is rising quickly, and it's uncertain how Pinterest is going to defend itself against TikTok's rapid acceleration. Risks, I gave Pinterest a C+ here. The changes in Apple's privacy policy are impacting revenue and its ability to sell targeted ads. That's a huge risk if it can't find a way to work around it. And then secondly, the rise of TikTok is so fast and it's attracting so much attention from users. That's the second risk, and for that reason I gave it a C+ because the risks are so elevated. Valuation, I gave Pinterest a B+. Price to free cash flow is relatively inexpensive, and historically and absolutely. The reason I didn't give it an A+ because it doesn't have a long history of being positive free cash flow and positive earnings on the bottom line for more than 3 years, and so for that reason only a B+ there. Okay, now that we've considered all of the steps in the framework and we've given it a grade on each step of the framework, is Pinterest stock a buy? The answer you've all been waiting for. Yes, Pinterest stock is a buy. The massive total addressable market, the friendly unit economics with users creating most of the content at low or no costs, and the relatively inexpensive valuation sway me into saying that Pinterest stock is a buy. Okay, so thank you for watching in this installment of Is the Stock a Buy? Tune in next time for the next company that I will evaluate, and I'll see you then.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 250%. Go to fool.com/Parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.